On the 22nd of June 2023, I set off on the Hexatrek, which is a 3,000 km long distance path through France. I started in the north on the Germany-France border and headed south. The trail includes traversing both the French Alps and the Pyrenees mountain ranges, which in my opinion makes the Hexatrek one of the toughest through hikes in the world. This hiking adventure has been truly beautiful, both in scenery and for my soul. Wild camping in breathtaking places and being immersed in nature every day has been an incredible experience. It's taken me just under 4 months of hiking to get to the final day of this amazing trail, and I was now just 20 kilometers from the end of the Hexatrek on the Atlantic Ocean. This is a vlog of my final day on the Hexatrek.
It's day 118 and the final day of hiking the Hexatrek. It's my last morning on trail. I had a nice cozy night and I was nice and sheltered by these trees because it's quite a windy morning this morning. It's a beautiful morning as the birds chirp away. It's time to get packed up for the last time on trail and start hiking and get this trail complete. Very blustery, windy day today. It's quite cloudy and overcast. The weather is definitely turning now we're into mid-October, and I have mixed feelings about finishing this hike. I always do when I finish a long distance hike. Part of me wants to continue hiking and carry on, part of me wants to finish and rest, and yeah, it's a lot of mixed feelings and emotions, and especially a hike of this distance. I've been hiking for pretty much 4 months now on this trail with a purpose to follow the Hexatrek. Every morning I've been getting up and following the trail. I think I'm just gonna enjoy these last few kilometers and just not really think too much about it, because this hike isn't really about getting to the end and getting to an amazing place. These long distance paths always end in just mundane places, not very interesting, and it's that cliche saying, it's not really about the end of the trail, it's about the last 4 months of adventure that I've had. It's about the journey, not the destination, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not going to think about it too much, I'm just going to enjoy the scenery, enjoy these last few kilometers. Last resupply. I didn't buy much, I only have 15 kilometers to the end of the trail now, so I just bought a bit of food, and I don't normally buy these, but I bought myself a little iced coffee. I thought, why not? It's my last day on trail. It's a very windy day today, and I now have about a 200-meter climb ahead of me. The last climb of the Hexatrek. Everything's just the last time on the trail. And when I get to the top, I'll get some views of the end of the trail in Hyundai. And the last 2 or 3 days I've been seeing the Atlantic Ocean as I get closer to it. But this is the last climb of the trail. Let's get this done. Overall, it's been 136,000 meters of elevation on this trail, and I'm in the last couple of 100 meters now, which feels nice. Okay. Dropping down in elevation now, and it's a lot less windy down here. That was so windy at the top there, I was getting absolutely battered. It's such a windy, blustery day today, but that's not going to stop me completing the Hexatrek. Not long to go now. Big pylons everywhere. The end is just over these hills. So close now. Got about 9 kilometers to go to the end. You can hear the wind above. Wow. There's been a lot of challenges on this through hike. There always is on a big hike like this, whether it's the weather, dealing with bad weather, or trying to figure out where your water's coming from next, and your food, and do you have enough power? I need to charge my power bank. There's a lot of challenges, but the biggest challenge I'd say on this solo hike is I've had periods of low motivation, and I think that's just normal. But yeah, I've just been like listening to podcasts when I have those moments where I just can't be bothered to hike. I think mainly I had a lot of those moments in the middle of the hike, especially on stage 4, because when you start off a hike you're excited. The first month just flies by really, and then yeah, it started getting really tough after a couple of months. So I had 2 months of hiking behind me, 2 months of hiking ahead of me, and it was just so tough just to keep going, but I just took it one day at a time. Starting to get into some civilization now. So close to the end. Earlier this year I hiked the Israel Trail, and that's where I heard about the Hexatrek, and the timing was just perfect, so I decided to hike the Hexatrek straight after the Israel Trail. And here I am now completing the Hexatrek, and I feel very lucky to be able to hike this hike when it's brand new and not many people know about it, because I think in the future it's going to be very, very popular, and it's going to be very, very busy, especially at the start in June on stage 1. There's going to be a lot of hikers hiking this trail from all over the world. It's been really nice to hike it when it's still fresh and brand new and no one really knows about it. And I'm now 7.4 kilometers away from Bonatti, and it says 2 hours of hiking on the sign there. 2 hours left of the Hexatrek. 7 kilometers away from the end of the Hexatrek now. Very exciting. Very, very exciting. But then when I get to the end, it's just like, oh, now what do I do? It's probably going to be a big anticlimax. It normally is when you get to an end of a hike. You sort of get to the end, it's exciting, and then you're like, oh, I don't have any more trail to hike. Now what do I do? Probably just plan another hike. That's what I normally do. I'm gonna get the pizza.
1080, please.
Just under 2 kilometers away from the end now, and the trail went right past the fresh bakery. I couldn't resist. Had to go in and buy some food, and I bought pizza, fresh vegetarian falafel, and the lady gave me a free cookie because I was telling her about the Hexatrek and she hadn't heard of it before. So I told her I've been hiking for about 4 months and today is my last day, and she gave me a free cookie. And there's not many times in life where you get to the end of a 3,000 kilometer hike, so I'm just soaking in these few last minutes of the hike, and I'm gonna enjoy the lake and eat my food and then finish. Now made it to Bonatti Harbour. Beautiful. Can find somewhere to sit, eat my food. Such a beautiful day now. The wind has either died down or it's just sheltered here, I think. This Osprey backpack, we've done a lot of hiking together, a lot of long distance hiking as well, and it's slowly falling apart. So this main buckle clip has broken. This clip is completely broken. It's being held on just by this bit of string, and this clip's broke. The netting's come away here, but it still kind of holds my flip-flops. And this is just a mess. This holds my 1.5 litre bottle of water, and it's just being held on by these straps, and I've used a shoelace to tie here, and the bottle just sits on this and doesn't fall out. And I just noticed the other day as well, there's a split here, and I'm kind of using this to just hold the bottle in, but it's still holding all my stuff together, and it is doing a great job. But I think this is going to be the last hike that this bag and me do. It's such a comfortable backpack. It's 60 litres, and I love these hip straps, but I think this is going to be the last hike that we do together. I've just checked the Hexatrek app and have 1.4 kilometres to go this way, just under a mile to go to get myself to the beach in the Atlantic Ocean. Can't believe I've done this whole 3,000 kilometre hike with just 2 pairs of trail shoes. I've got away with it. I got very lucky, really. My feet have survived it, but I'd recommend of a hike of this size to do 3 pairs of trail shoes, but I've somehow managed to do it on 2. But the pair that I'm wearing now are properly finished. They've got holes in the side, and the tread is pretty flat now, and they are pretty much done. But it got me to the end of the trail, and I've got away with only 2 pairs of trail shoes, which is pretty impressive, really. Made it to the end of the Hexatrek, the Atlantic Ocean. Wow, what an adventure. 3,034 kilometers through the Alps and the Pyrenees. What an incredible 4 months this has been. I think it's going to take a few weeks to process what I've just done, but for now I'm just going to enjoy being by the ocean. And there's only one more thing to do to finish off this epic long distance path, and that is to dunk my feet in the Atlantic. I've got some pretty bad tan line. Made it! Completed the Hexatrek.
I did it. I've completed my longest ever solo through hike. 3,034 kilometers through France in 118 days. As I sit here on the beach looking out at the Atlantic Ocean, I thought about how far I've travelled on foot and the challenges along the way. I've battled bad weather, low moments, all the logistics that come with a multi-month through hike, and I've climbed enough elevation to summit Everest 15.5 times. Through hiking becomes very addictive. The sense of adventure, the change of scenery every day, the beautiful landscapes to wild camping, and the simple way of life on trail make this activity very special, and I absolutely love it. The Hexatrek had all this and more, but for now, I'm happy to have some rest and plan my next adventure. Thanks for watching, and if you've enjoyed following along, consider subscribing to be notified of my future uploads. And to end, here are a few stats from my 2023 Hexatrek through hike through France.